My fiancée said marriage could wait because she needed to be sure about us. I respected her honesty, canceled the plans quietly, and moved forward alone. She finally reached out when there was nothing left to delay or reconsider. I think we should postpone the wedding. Those 7 words came out of her mouth on a Tuesday evening, right after I'd confirmed the final headcount with the venue. I was holding my phone, still pulled up to the catering company's email, when she said it. The deposit had cleared that morning. 200 guests. October 15th. 6 months away. Postpone, I repeated, setting my phone down slowly. I just need to be sure, she said, not meeting my eyes. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. I'm 31. She's 29. We'd been together for 4 years, engaged for 8 months. Sure about what? I asked. She fidgeted with her engagement ring, twisting it around her finger but not taking it off. About us. About this being the right time. About everything. I sat there in our living room, the one we'd shared for 2 years, and felt something shift in my chest. Not anger. Not even hurt. Not yet. Just a kind of cold clarity. Okay, I said. She looked up, surprised. Okay. If you need time, take it, I told her. Relief flooded her face so quickly it almost made me laugh. Really? You're not mad. What would being mad accomplish? I asked. She came over and hugged me, and I hugged her back, and everything felt wrong in a way I couldn't articulate. Thank you for understanding, she whispered against my shoulder. Of course. That night, she fell asleep easily. I lay awake until 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling. The next day, I called the venue. I need to cancel our October date, I said. The event coordinator sounded sympathetic. I'm so sorry to hear that. Is everything all right? We need to postpone, I said, using her word. Of course. We can move your deposit to a future date if you rebook within 18 months. I'll keep that in mind. I didn't tell her I'd made the call. She didn't ask. I contacted the caterer next, then the photographer, then the florist. Some deposits were refundable. Most weren't. I absorbed the losses quietly, the same way I'd absorbed her words. My fiancée went about her days normally. She went to work, came home, made dinner, watched Netflix beside me on the couch. She didn't bring up the wedding. She didn't bring up timelines. She didn't bring up us. I started noticing things I'd overlooked before. The way she'd scroll through her phone during conversations. The way she'd make plans with friends without checking if I was free. The way she'd talk about someday and eventually, but never about next month or next year. 2 weeks after she asked to postpone, her best friend called me. Hey, so about the bachelorette party, Victoria said. There isn't going to be one, I told her. Silence. What? She wanted to postpone the wedding. Didn't she tell you? More silence. No, Victoria said slowly. She didn't mention that. Well, now you know. Is everything okay with you two? You'd have to ask her. I heard Victoria take a breath like she wanted to say something else, but I ended the call. My fiancé came home that evening looking annoyed. Victoria called me freaking out, she said, dropping her purse on the counter. About what? About the wedding being postponed. Why did you tell her? She called asking about the bachelorette party. I said evenly. You could have just said we were still planning. But we're not. She stared at me. You're being weird about this. Am I? Yes. I thought you understood. I do understand, I said. You're not sure about marrying me. I heard you clearly. That's not what I said. Then what did you say? She faltered. I said I needed time. Time to be sure, I finished. Why are you twisting my words? I'm not twisting anything. I'm just repeating what you told me. She grabbed a wine glass from the cabinet harder than necessary. You're making me feel guilty for being honest. I never said you shouldn't be honest. But you're punishing me for it. I looked at her, really looked at her, and realized I didn't recognize the person standing in my kitchen. I'm not punishing you, I said quietly. I'm just not pretending this didn't happen. She poured her wine and left the room. We didn't speak for the rest of the night. The pattern continued. She'd go about her life. I'd go about mine. We existed in the same space, but moved in different orbits. My best friend noticed. You seem off, Daniel said when we met for lunch. Do I? Yeah. What's going on? I told him about the postponement. He set down his fork. She just decided this out of nowhere. Apparently. And you're okay with it. Does it matter if I'm okay with it? Daniel studied me. You've checked out. What? Emotionally. You've already left. I didn't argue with him because he wasn't wrong. She asked for time, I said. So you're giving her space to figure out she's making a mistake? I'm giving her exactly what she asked for. That's not the same thing, isn't it? Daniel shook his head. You're going to regret this. Maybe, but I didn't feel regret. I felt nothing, and that scared me more than anything else. A month passed. Then 2. My fiancée stopped wearing her engagement ring to work. It gets in the way when I'm typing, she explained when I noticed. She didn't put it back on when she got home. I stopped asking about her day. She stopped asking about mine. We became roommates who shared a bed. 3 months after the postponement, I started looking at apartments. Just browsing. Just curious. I didn't tell her. For months in, I found a place. 1 bedroom, downtown, available immediately. I put down a deposit. I signed a lease. I still didn't tell her. I started moving things slowly. A box of books. Some clothes. My laptop. Things she wouldn't notice missing. My new place was empty, but it was mine. No shared history. No ghosts of future plans that would never happen. I'd go there after work sometimes and just sit in the silence. It felt more like home than the apartment I shared with her. 5 months after she asked to postpone the wedding, I told her. I got my own place, I said over dinner. She looked up from her phone. What? An apartment. Downtown. I've been moving my stuff. Her face went pale. You're leaving? You said you needed to be sure. I'm giving you space to figure that out. By moving out, did you think we'd just keep existing like this forever? We live together. We're engaged. I almost laughed. Are we? What kind of question is that? When's the wedding? I asked. She opened her mouth. Closed it. Opened it again. We said we'd postpone. You said that 5 months ago. So when is it now? Silence. You haven't thought about it at all, have you? I asked. That's not fair. What's not fair is asking someone to put their life on hold while you decide if you want them. I never asked you to put your life on hold. You asked me to postpone our wedding because you weren't sure about us, I said, my voice level. That's putting my life on hold. Tears started rolling down her face. So you're just giving up? I'm not giving up. I'm accepting reality. The reality is we love each other. Do we? She flinched like I'd slapped her. How can you ask that? Because I don't know anymore, I said honestly. I don't know if what we have is love or just habit. You're being cruel. I'm being honest. The same way you were 5 months ago. She stood up from the table. I can't believe you're doing this. I'm not doing anything except moving into my own apartment. You can stay here. The lease is in both our names until it's up in August. And then what? Then you figure out what you want. And so do I. She left the room crying. I finished my dinner alone. The move was quick. I took what was mine and left everything we'd bought together. The couch, the dishes, the framed photos on the walls. Let her have the memories. I wanted a clean start. My apartment was sparse, but it was peaceful. No tension hanging in the air. No careful conversations. No sleeping next to someone who felt like a stranger. She texted me constantly the first week. Can we talk? Please come home. I miss you. This is crazy. I responded with short, polite answers. I need space. I'm sorry. Take care. After 2 weeks, the texts slowed down. After a month, they stopped. I threw myself into work. I started going to the gym again. I reconnected with friends I'd neglected. I remembered who I was before I became half of us. Daniel took me out for drinks. How are you holding up? He asked. Better than I expected. No regrets. Not yet. Think you'll get back together? I considered the question. I don't think there's anything to get back together to, I said finally. That's cold. Is it? Or is it just honest? He raised his glass. To honesty, then. We drank. 6 months turned into 7. 7 into 8. I stopped thinking about her every day. Then, every week. I went on a date. Nothing serious, just coffee with a woman I'd met at a work conference. Her name was Rachel, and she laughed easily and didn't carry the weight of unmet expectations. We went out again. And again. I didn't tell my ex-fiancée. We hadn't spoken in 2 months. The lease on our old apartment was ending. I got a text from her. I'm moving out at the end of the month. Do you want any of the furniture? No, thank you. Okay. That was it. No fight about who gets what. No emotional confrontation. Just the quiet dissolution of a life we'd built. I thought that would be the end. It wasn't. 3 months later, she called me. I almost didn't answer. Hello. Hey, she said, her voice soft. It's me. I know. Silence. How are you? She asked. I'm fine. You? I'm okay. I wanted to talk to you. About what? About us. I closed my eyes. There is no us. There could be. Could there? I've been thinking a lot, she said. And I realize I made a mistake. Which mistake was that? Asking to postpone the wedding. I wasn't ready then, but I am now. I sat down on my couch. Ready for what? To get married. To commit. To do this right. Do what right? Us. Our relationship. Our future. I laughed, and it sounded bitter even to my own ears. It's been almost a year, I said. I know. You haven't spoken to me in months. I was giving you space like you asked. And now you've decided you're ready. So I'm supposed to just, what? Come back. I thought you'd be happy, she said quietly. Happy. That I figured it out. That I know what I want now. What you want, I repeated. What about what I want? Don't you still want me? The question hung in the air. I wanted you a year ago when I planned our wedding, I said. I wanted you when I bought your ring. I wanted you when I asked you to marry me. And now? Now I don't know. I heard her breath catch. You're seeing someone. It wasn't a question. I've been on a few dates, yes. With who? That's not your business anymore. How can you say that? Because you made it not my business when you said you weren't sure about us. So you just moved on? Just like that? Not just like that, I said. It took months of sleeping in a bed next to someone who couldn't decide if she wanted to marry me. Months of canceling a wedding you didn't know I'd already canceled. Months of being treated like a placeholder until you figured out what you wanted. That's not fair, isn't it? I was honest with you about my feelings. You were, I agreed. And I was honest with you about mine when I moved out. But you didn't like that honesty, did you? This isn't the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. You wanted time and space to figure out your feelings. I took time and space to figure out mine. And what did you figure out? She asked, her voice breaking. That I deserve someone who's sure about me. Silence. I'm sure now, she whispered. Now isn't enough. So that's it. We're done. We've been done for a year. You just didn't notice because you were too busy not being sure. I love you. The word should have meant something. A year ago, they would have meant everything. I loved you too, I said. Loved? Past tense. Yeah. She started crying. Please don't do this. We can fix this. There's nothing to fix. You wanted to wait, so I waited. You wanted space, so I gave you space. You wanted time to be sure, so I gave you time. And in all that waiting and space and time, I figured out that I don't want to be with someone who needs to be sure about me. Everyone has doubts sometimes. Doubts are normal. But you didn't have doubts. You asked to postpone our wedding 6 months before it was supposed to happen. You stopped wearing your ring. You stopped talking about our future. Those aren't doubts. That's someone who doesn't want to get married but doesn't want to admit it. That's not true. Then why did it take you almost a year to decide you were ready? No answer. I think you finally realized I wasn't waiting around anymore, I said. I think you got comfortable knowing I was there as a backup plan. And now that I'm not, suddenly you're sure. That's a horrible thing to say. Is it untrue? More silence. I thought you loved me enough to wait, she finally said. I did love you enough to wait. I waited for 5 months while living with you. I waited while you stopped wearing your ring. I waited while you made it clear every single day that you weren't sure about us. And then I realized that waiting for someone to choose you isn't love. It's self-abandonment. So you're choosing someone else? I'm choosing myself. That's the same thing. No, it's really not. I heard her take a shaky breath. I don't accept this. You don't have to accept it. But it's still happening. You can't just throw away 4 years. I'm not throwing anything away. You did that when you said marriage could wait. I made a mistake. And I'm making a choice. I'm choosing not to be with someone who sees marriage to me as something that can wait indefinitely. It wouldn't be indefinitely. We could set a date right now. I don't want to set a date with you. The words came out colder than I intended, but they were true. You don't mean that. I do. Because of this other woman? This has nothing to do with anyone else. This is about you and me. And the fact that we don't work. We did work. For 4 years, we worked. Did we? Or did we just coast? What does that mean? It means I think we were comfortable. I think we were convenient. I think we were together because it was easier than being alone. But I don't think we were right for each other. How can you say that? Because someone who's right for you doesn't ask to postpone your wedding. Someone who's right for you doesn't need a year to be sure. Someone who's right for you knows. People get cold feet. It's normal. This wasn't cold feet. Cold feet happen a week before the wedding. You asked to postpone 6 months out. That's not nerves. That's not wanting to get married. She was quiet for a long moment. I was scared, she finally admitted. Of what? Of making the wrong choice. Of committing to forever and then regretting it. And now I'm more scared of losing you. You already lost me, I said gently. You lost me when you made it clear I was a choice you weren't sure about. People make mistakes. They do. And people also live with the consequences of those mistakes. So I'm just supposed to accept that it's over? Yes. And if I don't, then you'll be accepting something that doesn't exist anymore. I heard her crying harder now. I can't believe this is happening. I'm sorry. No, you're not. If you were sorry, you'd give us another chance. Being sorry doesn't mean sacrificing my own peace. Your peace? What about my peace? You had a year to figure that out. I hope you find it. With someone else, you mean? With yourself? I corrected. You need to figure out what you actually want instead of just reacting to what you think you're losing. I want you. You want the idea of me. You want the security of knowing I'm there. But you don't want the reality of committing to me. If you did, you would have never asked to postpone. I didn't know what I had, and now you do. But I'm not the same person anymore. Because you've moved on. Because I've grown. Because I've realized my worth isn't tied to whether someone is sure about me or not. She went quiet. I still have your ring, she said after a while. Keep it or sell it. I don't want it back. That's cold. It's honest. You've become hard. No, I've become clear. There's a difference. I don't like this version of you. You don't have to. This version of me isn't yours to like or dislike anymore. You're being cruel. I'm being boundaried. That's not the same as cruel. It feels the same. I'm sorry you feel that way. Are you? I'm sorry you're hurting. I'm not sorry for choosing myself. More silence. If I had said yes a year ago, she started. If you hadn't asked to postpone. If I'd just gone through with the wedding. Would we be happy? I thought about it. Really thought about it. No, I said finally. I don't think we would be. Why not? Because you would have been marrying me out of obligation or fear, not because you genuinely wanted to. And I would have spent the rest of my life wondering if you were going to regret it. That's not a foundation for happiness. So either way, we lose. Or either way, we both get a chance to find something real. I thought what we had was real. Parts of it were, but not enough. How do you know? Because real doesn't ask for postponements. Real doesn't question whether it wants forever. Real knows. And this new woman? Does she know? I don't know yet. We're not there. But she's not asking me to prove my worth to her. And I'm not questioning whether she wants me. That's already healthier than what we had at the end. I heard her sharp intake of breath. I hate this. I know. I hate that you're right. I'm not trying to be right. I'm just trying to be honest. It hurts. It does. But it would hurt more to stay in something that isn't working and pretend it is. When did you become so wise? She asked. And there was something almost bitter in her voice. When I had to sit with the reality that the person I wanted to marry wasn't sure if she wanted to marry me. I'm sorry, she said quietly. I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I wasn't brave enough to be honest with myself sooner. I appreciate that. But it doesn't change anything, does it? No, I admitted. It doesn't. What do I do now? You live your life. You figure out what you actually want. You stop making decisions based on fear. And us. There is no us anymore. There's you and there's me. And we're going in different directions. Will you ever forgive me? I already have. Forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. That's the hardest part, she said. Understanding that I can forgive you and still choose to walk away. I wish you wouldn't. I know. But my wishing days are over. What does that mean? It means I spent too much time wishing you'd be sure about me. Wishing you'd want to marry me as much as I wanted to marry you. Wishing we could go back to how things were. And I'm done wishing. I'm done waiting. I'm done putting my life on hold for someone else's uncertainty. So this is really it. This is really it. I love you, she said again. Like maybe if she said it enough times, it would change something. I hope you find someone who you're sure about, I told her. Someone you don't need a year to decide if you want to marry. What if that person was you and I just didn't realize it in time? Then that's something you'll have to live with. But it doesn't change my decision. You've really thought about this. I've had a year to think about it. While I was figuring out my feelings, you were already gone. I was giving you exactly what you asked for. Time and space. I didn't ask you to fall out of love with me. You didn't have to ask. That happened naturally when you made it clear you weren't sure you wanted to marry me. She was quiet for a long time. I should go, she finally said. Okay. Take care of yourself. You too. If you change your mind. I won't. But if you do, I won't, I said firmly. Goodbye. Goodbye. I hung up. The apartment was silent. I sat there holding my phone, waiting to feel something. Regret. Sadness. Doubt. But all I felt was relief. Relief that it was finally, completely over. Relief that I'd said everything I needed to say. Relief that I hadn't caved, hadn't gone back, hadn't convinced myself that maybe this time would be different. My phone buzzed. A text from Rachel. Still on for dinner tomorrow? I smiled. Absolutely. Looking forward to it. She sent back a heart emoji. Simple. Uncomplicated. Sure. I got up, walked to the window, and looked out at the city. Somewhere out there, my ex-fiancée was probably crying, probably regretting, probably wishing she could rewind time. But time doesn't rewind. It only moves forward. And I was moving forward too. Without her. The next morning, I woke up feeling lighter than I had in months. I made coffee in my quiet apartment. I went for a run. I showered. I got ready for work. My phone stayed silent. No texts. No calls. No desperate last attempts to change my mind. She was finally respecting my decision. Or maybe she'd finally accepted it. Either way, it was over. At work, my colleague noticed. "You seem different," Amanda said. "Different how?" "Lighter. More present." "I feel lighter." "Good breakup or bad breakup?" "Necessary breakup." She nodded knowingly. Those are often the hardest ones. And the most important ones. That evening, I met Rachel for dinner. She was waiting at the restaurant when I arrived, already seated, smiling when she saw me. "Hey," she said. "Hey." We ordered wine. We talked about our days. We laughed about stupid things. And it was easy. God, it was so easy. No walking on eggshells. No wondering if I was saying the right thing. No analyzing every word for hidden meaning. Just two people enjoying each other's company. "Can I ask you something?" Rachel said over dessert. "Sure. Your last relationship. How long has it been over?" "Officially? About 3 months. Emotionally? Almost a year." She nodded. "And you're okay?" "I'm better than okay." "Good. Because I really like you, and I don't want to be a rebound." I looked at her. This woman who was so refreshingly direct. "You're not a rebound," I said honestly. "You're a reminder that relationships don't have to be hard." She smiled. "They shouldn't be. I'm learning that." We finished dinner. I walked her to her car. She kissed me goodnight, and it felt like starting over. Like getting a second chance at something I thought I'd lost. Not love, not yet, but possibility. And possibility felt like hope. 2 weeks later, I got an email from the venue where I'd canceled the wedding. "Your 18-month rebooking window is expiring soon. Would you like to schedule a new date?" I stared at it for a moment. Then I deleted it. That chapter was closed. A month after that, I ran into Victoria, my ex-fiancée's best friend. She looked uncomfortable when she saw me. "Hey," she said. "Hey. How are you?" "I'm good." "You?" "I'm okay." She hesitated. "I heard you and her talked." "We did. She's pretty broken up about it." "I'm sorry to hear that." "Are you really?" I considered the question. "I'm sorry she's hurting." "I'm not sorry for my choice." Victoria studied me. "She thought you'd come back." "I know. She really thought if she just gave you time, you'd realize you still loved her." "I did love her." Past tense. That's what I told her. But she didn't want to hear it. People rarely want to hear the truth when it's not what they want. "She's dating someone new," Victoria said suddenly. "Good for her." "You're not upset?" "Why would I be upset? I want her to be happy. Just not with you." "Exactly." Victoria shook her head. "You really have moved on." "I have." "She's going to hate hearing that." "Then don't tell her." "She asks about you." "Tell her I'm doing well." "Tell her I'm happy." "Tell her I hope she finds what she's looking for." "And if she asks if you miss her, tell her the truth. That missing someone and wanting them back aren't the same thing." Victoria smiled sadly. "You know, I think you made the right choice." Yeah. You two were never quite right together. I could never put my finger on why, but there was always something off. Like you were both trying too hard to make it work instead of it just working. I wish I'd realized that sooner. We all do. About everything. We said our goodbyes. I walked away feeling at peace. 3 months turned into 6. Rachel and I were still together. Still easy. Still uncomplicated. We hadn't said I love you yet, but we were getting there. And for the first time in my life, I wasn't rushing. I was letting things unfold naturally. One evening, we were cooking dinner together in my apartment when she asked, "Do you ever think about getting married?" "Someday," I said, "but not anytime soon." "Why not soon?" "Because I want to be absolutely certain. I want to be with someone who's absolutely certain. And I want us both to know, without any doubt, that this is what we want." She smiled. "That's very mature of you." I learned the hard way. From her. "Yeah. Do you still think about her?" "Sometimes. But not in a way that makes me want her back." "What way then?" "Grateful, I guess. Grateful that she was honest about not being sure. Grateful that I had the strength to walk away. Grateful that it ended before I married someone who didn't really want to marry me." Rachel leaned in and kissed me. "I'm grateful for that too." A year after the postponement, I got a wedding invitation in the mail. My ex-fiancée's name was on it. She was marrying someone else. The wedding was in 3 months. I stared at the invitation for a long time. Felt nothing. Not anger. Not jealousy. Not regret. Just a distant kind of acknowledgement that she'd found what she was looking for. Just not with me. I RSVP'd no. Sent a polite note wishing her well. And that was it. The final period at the end of a very long sentence. Rachel asked about it that night. How do you feel? She asked. Fine, actually. Really? I hope she's happy. I hope this person is what she was waiting for. And if he is, then she made the right choice asking to postpone our wedding. You're very zen about this. I laughed. I've had a lot of time to process. Do you think you'll ever get married? She asked. Yes. To anyone in particular? I looked at her. This woman who made everything feel simple and right. I have someone in mind. She blushed. Yeah. Should I expect a ring anytime soon? Not anytime soon, I admitted. But someday. When we're both ready. When we're both sure. I like the sound of that. Me too. We finished cooking. We ate dinner. We cleaned up together. And it was normal and domestic and perfect. No drama. No uncertainty. No asking to postpone. Just two people building something real. That night, lying in bed, Rachel asleep beside me, I thought about the conversation from a year ago. I think we should postpone the wedding. Those 7 words had felt like the end of everything. But they'd actually been the beginning. The beginning of understanding my worth. The beginning of refusing to settle. The beginning of finding someone who was sure. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. I almost deleted it without reading. But curiosity got the better of me. I heard you got my wedding invitation. Thank you for the kind note. I'm sorry for how things ended between us. I hope you're happy. I stared at it. Typed out a response. I am happy. I hope you are too. Simple. Honest. Final. She responded immediately. I am. He's wonderful. Everything I was waiting for. I almost laughed. Everything she was waiting for. Like I was just a placeholder until the right person came along. I'm glad you found what you were looking for. Did you? I looked over at Rachel, sleeping peacefully. Yeah, I did. I'm happy for you. Thank you. For what it's worth, I did love you. I know. But not enough. No, not enough. I'm sorry. I know. It's okay. Is it really? It really is. We both got what we needed. Just not from each other. That's a kind way to put it. It's the true way to put it. I should go? Just wanted to reach out. Take care of yourself. You too. I deleted the conversation. Turned off my phone. Pulled Rachel closer. She stirred slightly, mumbled something in her sleep. What? I whispered. Love you, she said, still mostly asleep. My heart stopped. What? But she was already asleep again, breathing deeply. I lay there in the dark, smiling. She loved me, and I loved her. And this time, we were both sure. The next morning, I woke up to find Rachel already awake, watching me. Morning, she said. Morning. Did I say something weird last night? Define weird. She blushed. I have this habit of talking in my sleep. I never remember what I say. You might have said something, I teased. Oh God, what did I say? You told me you loved me. Her eyes went wide. I did. You did. Oh, I didn't mean to say it while unconscious. So you didn't mean it? No, I meant it. I just wanted to say it while conscious. I grinned. So say it now. She took a breath. I love you. I love you too. She smiled, relief flooding her face. Yeah. How long have you known? A while. I was just waiting for the right moment. Is this the right moment? It's perfect. We lay there, tangled together, and I felt something settle in my chest. This was it. This was what I'd been waiting for. Not perfection. Not certainty that nothing would ever go wrong. But certainty that we'd figure it out together. That we were both all in. That neither of us needed time to be sure. Because we already were. 6 months later, I proposed. No big production. Just the two of us. At the place where we'd had our first date. Marry me, I said. She cried. Yes. 1,000 times yes. You're sure? I asked, smiling. I've never been more sure of anything. No need to postpone. Not even for a second. I slipped the ring on her finger. She kissed me. And I knew, without any doubt, that this was right. We set a date 6 months out. Small wedding. Close friends and family only. Nothing extravagant. Just real. I didn't get an invitation to my ex-fiancée's wedding. She probably thought I wouldn't want to come. She was right. But I hoped it was beautiful. I hoped she was happy. I hoped she found what she was looking for. And I hoped she never asked her new husband to postpone. Because some people get second chances. And some people just get chances to do better with someone new. The day of my wedding to Rachel, I woke up feeling calm. No nerves. No doubts. No wondering if this was the right choice. Just peace. Daniel was my best man. How do you feel? He asked while we were getting ready. Like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. No cold feet. Not even warm feet. He laughed. That's how you know. Yeah, that's how you know. The ceremony was simple. Rachel looked beautiful. I cried when I saw her walking toward me. Not because I was scared or uncertain, but because I was overwhelmed with how right everything felt. We said our vows. We exchanged rings. We kissed. And just like that, we were married. No postponements. No delays. No second guessing. Just yes. At the reception, I looked around at all the people who loved us. My family. Her family. Our friends. Everyone beaming. Everyone celebrating. And I thought about the wedding that never happened. The one I'd quietly canceled. The one my ex-fiancée hadn't been sure about. And I realized that everything had worked out exactly as it should. Because if she'd said yes a year and a half ago, I'd be married to the wrong person. I'd be married to someone who needed convincing. Instead, I was married to someone who'd never needed convincing at all. Rachel came up beside me. What are you thinking about? She asked. How lucky I am. Because of me? Because everything fell apart so perfectly that it could fall back together the right way. She squeezed my hand. I'm glad she asked to postpone. Me too. Really, really, because it led me here. To you. To this. To us. To us, I agreed. We danced. We celebrated. We laughed. And later that night, lying in our hotel room, my wife, beside me, I thought about the last text I'd gotten from my ex. I hope you're happy. I was. Finally. Completely. Undeniably. And I hope she was too. Because happiness isn't about getting what you wanted when you wanted it. It's about finding the right thing at the right time with the right person. And sometimes that means letting go of the wrong thing first. My ex-fiancée had asked for time to be sure. I'd given it to her. And in that time, I'd become sure too. Sure that I deserved more. Sure that I wanted more. Sure that more was out there waiting. And I'd found it. Not in spite of her postponement. But because of it. She'd done me a favor, really. Saved me from a marriage built on her uncertainty. Given me the space to find someone who was certain. And for that, I was grateful. Not to her, but to the universe. To timing. To the way things work out when you let them. I pulled Rachel closer. She mumbled in her sleep again. Love you. This time she was definitely asleep. But the words still counted. I love you too, I whispered. And I meant it. With everything I had. No doubts. No delays. No postponements. Just forever. The right forever. With the right person. Finally,